Bro, what about Mitchell Trubisky going to the Buffalo Bills?
Dude, great pickup as a backup.
You think so?
Honestly, not even kidding. Yeah, absolutely. He will be top 5 backup in the NFL.
Oh my, I don't know.
Backup. He's good, dude.
How do you measure
I'm
a
not
backup
saying,
quarterback?
well, you measure a backup quarterback based on how he did as a starter. So what did Mitchell Trubisky do as a starter, right? When he had a good team, when the Bears were good, they went 10-6, won the division, and almost beat that year's Super Bowl champion in the playoffs by a field goal. Because the Cody Parkey just missed it. Like, it bounced off the upright like 3 times.
That's true.
So that's Mitchell Trubisky on a good football team. So if Mitchell Trubisky behind Josh Allen, that's a good pickup. That's a great pickup. It's better than Matt Barkley.
Yeah,
it's
that's
better
true.
than it's better than Nate Peterman. Like,
Oh,
it's
good
better.
Lord.
It's better than a lot. It's better than a lot of these other guys who have jobs. So I'd take Mitchell Trubisky as a backup quarterback any day of the week. That's awesome. And it's good that he's in a place, for Mitch at least, it's good that he's in a place where the starter's already cemented. Like, you're not going to beat Josh Allen for the job.
Of course.
It's not like he went to Denver where, like, oh, there's QB controversy now. Or
Right.
it's not like he went to, the Lions where it's like, oh my gosh, are they trying to replace Jared Goff already? He didn't do anything yet. No, he's in a place where, Josh Allen's the young guy. He's the starter. He is who's going to lead this team to anything. And if Josh Allen gets hurt, which sometimes he struggles with injuries because he's a mobile guy, he likes to move around a lot, you got a reliable guy who can definitely win you a football game if need be. So I'm happy about it. It's better than 90% of the other situations that you have as backup quarterbacks. So I think it's a great move. I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you kind of just convinced me there. At the end of the day, there is nothing wrong with it. It's always good to have a competent, reliable backup. I'm just, you think on Mitchell Trubisky, what a failed attempt, at a first-round draft pick when it comes to the quarterback position.
Yeah,
it's just,
it happens.
And maybe he got dealt a tough hand, which I think he did in a sense.
I think so.
The Bears have been a tough organization to play for the past 10 years. Ever since they went to the Super Bowl in the early 2000s, late 2000s, they just haven't really been relevant anymore.
Yeah.
And it feels like he sort of got thrown to the wolves in a sense, but at the same time, he just, oh gosh, there's just been some stuff going on with him that just makes me very scared.
Sure, there's like the viral social media things, right, where, it shows 3 pictures. It shows like 4 pictures and says one of these was an incompletion. And it's like Calvin Johnson going up over somebody, and it's Odell making a one-handed catch, and it's Mitchell Trubisky looking at a wide open receiver. And then it's like one of them was not a catch, and it was that one because I guess he just missed the guy or something like that. But if you take his body of work and separate it from, where he was with the Bears, he started the season 3-0 last year, finished the season, took his team to the playoffs.
True.
And held his own against the Saints team that was no joke. Like, they were in that game the whole time.
Minus that drop touchdown pass early in the second quarter, they might have beat them.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying, dude. So I think this is a situation where you're going to see Mitch go to a different squad, similar to, I would say, a Ryan Tannehill or a Marcus Mariota, where if he needs to go in and play, he's going to play well. And then that'll lead to a bigger contract down the road, I think, because he's not a bad player. I think he's on the same sort of lines and Sam Darnold's going to go through the same thing because he's not going to stay with the Jets. He's a good player who got dealt a bad hand with a bad coach, Adam Gase, and was with Sam Darnold and Ryan Tannehill. Keep that in mind. So Sam Darnold's going to go through the same thing where he's going to go to a different squad, he's going to back somebody up, or he's going to start, and he's going to play better than he did with the other team. Everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, what did Sam Darnold just get better? No, he's in a better situation now. So Mitchell Trubisky's going to back up Josh Allen. They have a competent backup now, so good for the Bills. And it's a good place for Mitchell Trubisky to get some limelight off him. No one's talking about Mitchell Trubisky anymore.
Right.
And he'll go in a game at some point this season, and I think he's going to play well. And that's going to be really good for his career going forward because I think he's going to get a deal off of it. because people love their quarterbacks, their backup quarterbacks that go in and play 3 drives and throw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and what's funny is you have that stance, Andrew. I actually am going the opposite direction. I think this actually
Okay.
hurts his career because
Okay.
I don't see him getting a lot of snaps. Josh Allen doesn't get hurt.
No,
usually.
not a lot of snaps. Right.
Usually he doesn't get hurt. So I don't see Mitchell Trubisky really getting many opportunities because you look,
No, he won't get a lot.
even
No.
when the Bills were winning and winning handily, it was never enough to say, hey Josh, you need to come out of the game.
Sure.
And and the
That's
Bills
just the brand of football they play.
correct. So I think if you're a backup quarterback and you're trying to get a contract, I don't think that was the place to go to. Granted, now if he's trying to do what you had said, Andrew, and just sort of take a step back, learn under a young guy who can teach him something and then go test free agency afterwards, that's the perfect place to be. But if you're going to a place to try to earn a contract to get eyes on you, that is not the place to go to.
So let's put it in this perspective. We talked about in a previous episode that with the quarterback market the way it is now, there's a lot of young guys coming in that are super, super talented. And they're going to get starting spots in the NFL. There's only so many starting positions in the NFL. Next year, there's not going to be that. Mitchell Trubisky is going to be one of those guys who's going to be on free agency, and everyone's going to look and say, where are the quarterbacks? Where are the quarterbacks? Mitch is going to be like, hey, I'm here. And everyone's going to be like, well, you're the best we got, so let's give him a shot. Because the rookie quarterback we drafted last year busted and didn't work out. Whether it be Justin Fields or Mac Jones or even Zach Wilson, if any of them end up busting in the first, teams are impatient. Hey, let's get a veteran in here and show this rookie the ropes a little bit and compete. Let's get Mitchell Trubisky in here. I can see that happening later down the road where this year is the year for guys like Mitch to take a break. Not a break, I shouldn't say, but to take a backseat and say, let me just make my money as a backup, be someone's safety blanket, and then in a year or two, when the quarterback market needs it, I'll be there. Just like Marcus Mariota is about to be.
Free agent.
Because the Raiders aren't going to want to keep him. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to go somewhere, and he's going to be I assume he's going to be a backup, or he's going to compete with a rookie to make them be more accustomed to the competition or to learn from him because he's a veteran now, which is odd to think about. Marcus Mariota, I feel old. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
God.
Isn't that crazy?
So I think there's a place for guys like that in the NFL. And when you have guys like Mitchell Trubisky and Marcus Mariota who are going to be backups, that means the NFL's in good shape because that means there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there because there are guys that aren't starting.